Hi there, Rabbi. I come to you today with a personal revelation. As I sneak up on 70, going to happen very soon, I realize that all my efforts at diet and exercise, and I've had many over the years, I always feel guilty when I don't live up to them, and then I start to feeling guilty when I have that slice of cake after dinner. I'm on a downward slope, if you want to call it that, on the hill of life, and I want to know what's so wrong with enjoying something now and then.
I'm going to be 80 in 4 months, and I have the same questions. In fact, throughout my entire life, I've had desires for promotions, vacation, a better home, a different car, and I- those are feelings we all have as human beings. And the mistake that a lot of religions and people make is to ignore or to make people feel guilty or to deny. Judaism has a really unique passage in the Talmud. It says that in the end of days, each one of us will have to give an accounting for every permitted pleasure we did not enjoy. Hmm, permitted pleasure we did not enjoy. Now, what do we mean by permitted pleasure? Well, if we're talking in a religious context, the religion will dictate what's permitted and what isn't, and that's fine. But we can also take a look at our own lives and we can create our own permitted pleasures. How do we do that? What pleasures are destructive? What's destroying us? Having a cookie is not bad. Eating an entire package of Chips Ahoy family package is harmful. Going out and having a good meal, that's fine. That's a good pleasure. Going out and having a great meal every single night is going to destroy us. I think we need to create our own permitted pleasure list. But of course, if you want, you could look at Roman Catholicism and Eastern Orthodox, you can look at Judaism, you can look at your own religion, because they'll give you a list of permitted pleasures. And don't feel guilty and don't fall for you have to deny, 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 because as human beings, we desire. So why not create? Why not have the cookie, have some ice cream? But it's always good that we create our own fences, our own barriers. When we look back at our own lives, we can see what we choices we made that really destroyed us. The times when we ate too much, or the times that we exercised too much, the times that we didn't. So won't be hard, Joe, to take a look at each of us, not what someone else says, not going to Twitter or TikTok or YouTube. They might be helpful, but don't look at what worked for someone else, because Joe, you're not someone else. You're you.
I keep thinking about Lent and Yom Kippur and all the times when our religions say you should fast or you should deprive yourself for a certain part of period of time. And what I was always taught, not in parochial school because the nuns were very strict about, did you eat any meat today? But in high school, the point of fasting was emphasized as a moment of personal reflection and understanding about yourself. And in the end, I remember, I think it was Father Brady who said, God's not going to cast you into hell because you had a hamburger on Friday during Lent. But you have to understand that why did you want to have that hamburger on that day when your religion said you should? And what are your personal limitations? Where are your boundaries and how do they impact your daily life?
Well, the fasting is helpful because you set aside a day, you're not eating. Then when you eat the next day, it's a great pleasure. You can enjoy something more because we're working against overindulgence. In our society, in the United States of America, too much is the new norm. Overindulging is the new norm, and it gets ruined when you do it too much. I mean, it's fun to scroll on the internet, but if you're doing it all the time, it ceases to be fun. Going out, calling DoorDash, having your food delivered. It's all fun, but look at what happens when we do anything all the time. It actually destroys the pleasure. So I want us to create our own permitted pleasures and and look at how they're helping us, how they create fences, how they help us enjoy life, not by denying, not by saying, oh, I never have cake, I never have dessert, because inside we really want it. No, no. And fasting is fine on occasion, but not all the time. It hurts the body. You know, when you fast, after a couple of days, your body starts eating the muscle and things that you actually need. And many people who fasted for long periods of time and many times could never regain their body again. They had actually destroyed themselves. The lesson is really simple, Joe. Permitted pleasure, go for it. Just create what's permitted for you.